What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here, and I'm here to answer a very important question today because I got this question asked in my Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook group, and this person is brand new in wholesaling real estate, and they wanted to know from me, what's the fastest way to get a wholesaling real estate deal, especially with no experience? You haven't done any of this wholesaling stuff. This thing seems really crazy. You're brand new in this business, and really, when you're brand new, it's confusing. There's so many terms being thrown out there. It says, oh, you don't do wholesaling. You should do fix and flipping. You should do subject twos. Do you create a financing? You do wholesaling. You got a cold call. No, you got to drive for dollars. No, you got to door knock. Guys, this industry can get so confusing, but it can also be very simple. It really depends on exactly what you're trying to accomplish in your business, and clear and just concise goals will help you so much in this industry. So I think the number one thing I'm going to tell you in this video exactly is, if you're brand new, brand spanking new, let's say you just learned about this weird wholesaling thing a month ago, and your weird brother or your weird uncle or aunt told you about this wholesaling real estate thing, and they said, oh, this is something you need to do. It's the craziest thing ever. I made all this money, and it's amazing, and I got to get going in. And you're like, what? And they try to explain it, and they sound nuts. I mean, if you guys ever watched like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia about Sylvia, just look it up on YouTube, but Pepe Sylvia or something like that. They sound crazy. They sound like a lunatic just talking about it. They got the whiteboard. They're talking all about real estate. They get super passionate about it. And it's like, whoa, let's slow down. Okay. And I just think it's so interesting the way people think about it. So in this live video, we're really going to break down exactly, if you're brand new in this business, just a game plan, because it gets so confusing when you're starting out in wholesaling real estate. So really what I wanted to talk about is how to do it. And also just ask your questions later in this live. I'd like to help you guys out, have a heart-to-heart, and see how you can get your first wholesaling deal. Because I know yesterday I was talking about scaling up with VAs and all this crazy automation, all these systems. And I felt bad because a lot of newbies out there just, it's a wasted video for them because they're not trying to scale up right now. And obviously that video lives forever, so they can go out there and see it. It'd be pretty cool. But when you're brand new in this business, this is very important, just getting that first deal. So let's break it down, guys. And I'm pretty excited about this. I'm really excited to go at this. Again, I try to pop these up because I always get asked, because Zach, is this live or a premiere or a pre-recorded video? Guys, just look if it's being streamed or premiered. A lot of your gurus out there are just, they can't keep up with the lives that I do, so they premiere their videos, and I premiere sometimes. I don't give them slack for it, but it'll say streamed live on it, and easily I'll pop up comments like this, and you guys can see, got my phone. I think the ISO is too high on the camera. So I guess got to trust me on that one, but this is a live video. So let's get it going. So let's break it down from the beginning, because I just think so many people branding in this business, they get super confused. And I'm going to say this a million times. I sound like a broken record every time I bring this up, but here's the truth. Freewholesaling.com. If after this video, if you're brand new in this business, freewholesaling.com is my $5,000 wholesaling course. And before you click the end button there, it doesn't cost $5,000. It's just what a $5,000 course looks like. It's every bit of a $5,000 course, except I just don't charge anyone for it. You put your info in and you get access to the course. I email it to you. So that's it. It's literally a $5,000 course I give for free. It's called freewholesaling.com. It just holds your hand from start to finish. Marketing, dispositions, acquisitions, everything's in there. And I got like advanced trainings at the end that, hey, not for the newbies out there, but it's for every wholesaler possible. It is the number one-stop shop. It's freewholesaling.com. It is an evergreen thing. I try to help grow the community on there and really try to expand the videos on there and to always change it. I don't think any videos on there are going to live past a year, because they're just going to be changing, because I obviously this is it. Like, this isn't like, oh, Zach's going to come out with 10 different courses. This is the course, guys. Okay. Like, this is the course. Like, the course isn't going to change. It ain't changing. It will always be evolving. So freewholesaling.com will be the same one. No new courses. It'll just change. Freewholesaling.com in 2 years is going to look completely different than when it looks like now. The videos are probably going to be higher quality. They're all going to be in 8K. We've got the 8K camera. So they'll all be nice and sexy for you guys. But we're slowly working on it. It takes a lot of time. I'm a full-time wholesaler. So working on the details and the UI and all that fun jazz. But guys, freewholesaling.com is where it's at. That is 100% where I'd start out in wholesaling real estate. But you guys didn't come here for the video to hear me talk about freewholesaling.com. You guys legitimately want to know how to get your first wholesaling real estate deal. And before we get into it, guys, remember, smash that like button, subscribe, helps the YouTube algorithm, helps me help you make over $100,000 per year in wholesaling real estate profits, because it helps us just destroy these gurus. Again, every like you do, every single like you put on this video, another guru sheds a tear. And that is the point of the video. Make the guru shed tears. Use the money you're saving in this video to get your first deal on your own marketing. It will help you so much more. I promise you guys. So let's get it going. So what is a deal? A deal requires truthfully 3 things. That is marketing, that is acquisitions, and dispositions. And let's try to break this down. So a deal, a wholesaling deal, it's when, again, in the wholesaling real estate process, really what you're doing is you are meeting with a person who wants to sell their property, a motivated seller. A motivated seller is someone who has a want or a need to sell their property due to any condition. Maybe the property is beat up. Maybe it doesn't look good. Maybe they're just trying to move out and go to another house. I mean, we're doing a deal right now. Someone's trying to move out of state. So overall in wholesaling real estate, you're trying to meet people and put properties under contract for below the value of the house. Not for a 50%, 40%, 80%. No, we're just trying to get sort of a slight discount, not an insane discount. I mean, sometimes I get really good ones, sometimes I don't. But overall in wholesaling real estate, we are trying to put a property under contract. We're agreeing to buy the property. We put it under contract, and then we sell those contracts for profits. That's what we do. So we are in the business of selling contracts, not selling houses. Wholesalers are not real estate investors to an extent. We are not putting money into real estate. We're not investing into real estate. And they start buying rental properties, start fixing and flipping properties, start partnering up on wholesaling flips. You start getting into the actual REI space. Wholesaling real estate is in the REI space, but truthfully, you are not a flipper. You're not flipping houses. You're not buying houses. Us as wholesalers, we don't make things. This is brain money, okay? We're literally making money. You can also make it straight up from a computer. You're not creating things. I'm not going out and creating a nice desk and selling that desk at a store. I don't do any of that. I get properties under contract, some of them digitally too. So it could be all digital money. That's pretty interesting. But what you're doing is just putting a property under contract and then selling that contract to a cash buyer, maybe a rental person, maybe someone's going to buy it and then fix it up. Maybe someone's going to live in the house. You never really know, but for most of them, they're going to be using them as rentals and try to flip them for profits. So what we're doing is, let's say we get a house under contract for $100,000. Someone agrees, a motivated seller, and we agree to buy the property in a month. I bring a cash buyer through the house. They like it. They agree to buy it for $120,000. Then what I'll do is sell the contract via an assignment of contract. This is called an assignment of contract. The best way I can explain that is you're basically assigning it, very synonymous with selling your contract. So you're basically selling your contract. You're assigning it to the person for a fee. So $120,000 minus $100,000, which means the seller will get $100,000 and I will get $20,000. So let me break down one more time. I find a person who wants to sell the property for $100,000. This is an example. I put it under contract. I find someone who wants to pay more than that for, let's say, $120,000. They agree to give me $20,000. So they're buying that property for $100,000. They're giving me $20,000. So the full price is $120,000. I get my check for $20,000. I make my money. I'm a happy boy. So I'm just telling you guys right now, in wholesaling real estate, that's as simple as it is. So when it comes down to that deal I just explained, That's it. Okay. This is the truth. Okay. A deal comes down to this. It's not how cool of a postcard you got or how awesome your company shirt looks like when you go meet with the seller, how slick of a salesperson you are. It helps, but it's not a deal. A deal really breaks down to three things, and I would not call them equal. Marketing, I would probably say, is 60% of, in this current climate for most wholesalers, marketing is about 60% of the most important part about wholesaling. I would probably put acquisitions as 35%, and then 10 to 5 is from dispositions. That's really where I've seen your effort should be used. I rank marketing over acquisitions because truthfully, a good acquisitions person, it's a lot more easier to do. It doesn't require that much effort for acquisitions to learn how to talk to a person. But to learn how to properly market and have the discipline to do that, it takes a lot of work. When I used to cold call 2 to 7 p.m. in my dorm room, that's about 5 hours. And I'd worked about 10, 12 hours. Most of my time was spent marketing, pulling lists, skip tracing versus the acquisitions and the follow-ups. Just going to a house and an appointment, getting contracts done, minus the drive time, that's a very, very tiny amount, truthfully, you're spending. Most people can't spend 8 hours a day in acquisitions. That's a lot of, you have to have an insane amount of leads, and you got to probably go to like 10 houses a day to even be close to that. So acquisition is not going to take most of your time. Marketing is going to take most of your time. They're all super important. If you're terrible at acquisitions, business is done. If you're really good at acquisitions, your marketing's terrible, business is done. If you don't know how to dispo your property, business is done. But it's very important to know the importance of each one and where an emphasis should be placed. In our business, we put a huge emphasis on marketing and acquisitions together. Dispositions maybe get an hour a day. Okay. If like I was doing it all by myself. So I really wanted to break it down. When you're really starting out in wholesaling real estate, you're trying to get your first deal, focus very hard on marketing. You really want to get your marketing done very well. You want to learn it. Acquisitions, you definitely have to focus on it, but going to be honest, my first wholesaling deal, I was terrible at acquisitions. I had the marketing down pat. I was putting bandit signs out. I was putting 50 a week out. I put my effort into that. But the acquisitions, I was terrible. I barely stumbled through the conversation, but I got the deal done. So through my experience I've seen, especially starting out, the marketing has to be good. It just gives you more chances. The acquisitions, you don't want to be stressed out. You got one appointment in the whole month and you got to get that deal sold. So I would say marketing is number one, especially when you're starting out, when you're newer. And then it comes to when you're running $1 million businesses for wholesaling real estate. Yes, you can fine tune your acquisitions, dispositions. In my opinion, it's very simple. I just, in this business, it is so easy to get cash buyers. That is the least concern. It's important to do, but it's Facebook's so easy to do. Cold call from listrei.com, aka PropStream. I mean, there's so many opportunities to go out there. You even go to your local title company, and some of them, if you ask, hey, can I get a list of cash buyers? And they'll give it to you from their title company because it's technically public info. Everyone can figure out if you buy it for cash. So some title companies will actually give it to you. That's another tip I give to you. But for dispo, it's way more simple than when I started. That's all I can really say for it. So we're getting a ton of people on this live right now, which is pretty cool. So let me know, guys, if you appreciate like a later live streams, 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. Let me know. Drawing for dollars, cold calling for sale by owners, reverse drawing for dollars, and bandit signs or probate. So when you're doing your marketing, this is really where if I got to get my first deal, I'm brand new and I have to generally talk to as many wholesalers as possible. Because, okay, so let's say I'm talking to Dallas, Fort Worth wholesalers, okay? I'm going to have a completely different conversation than I do with my Palm Beach County guys and gals, okay? In Dallas, Fort Worth, because I know every market pretty well. I'm not an expert in every market, but I know them generally pretty well. Each one's different. So you got to figure out what works for you. But if you're brand new, Dallas, Fort Worth, I would focus 100% on drawing for dollars. it's a very weird saturated market. So drawing for dollars has to be in your forefront. Now, let's say I'm talking about Houston people, H-Town in the house. Cold calling for sale by owners and cold calling code violations, government shutoff lists, and high equity lists, probably way more important than drawing for dollars in that market. I'm in Palm Beach County. You got to go after the water shutoffs, probates. That's where I'd focus more in Florida over there. Hey, let's go to North Florida. Let's say I'm in Gainesville, Florida. Hey, we're back on drawing for dollars. It's a way better list. Cold call for sale by owners and just cold calling just a general high equity and doing bandit signs is way better. You do bandit signs in Palm Beach, it's not going to do well, but you go up to Gainesville, up North Florida, bandit signs work pretty well. I mean, it's all over the place, guys. You go to Cleveland, Ohio. I know bandit signs still sort of work over there. So everywhere around the country is different. I'm just completely honest. So I'm in a very general space. These are the marketings just for most, like 99%. This is going to cover you. Oh, Zach, I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii. Okay. You see, this is completely different. Like cold calling for sale by owners is probably not going to be good there. Okay. So I'm going to get a lot of flack from this. Zach, I'm in San Francisco. You're giving bad advice. Well, it's great advice for 95% of the population. You guys have to do your own due diligence with this. For most places, drawing for dollars, cold calling for sale by owners. So you're in San Francisco, I would probably go to Oakland, honestly, but Oakland, it's an interesting one right now. But San Francisco probates would be like a high importance there. So around the country, it's so much different. So I would be focusing just what works in your market. So find the best marketing in your market. Just find where other really good wholesalers are doing in your market. And if it's a working for them, I'd probably be focusing on that too. So, hey, I'm in San Antonio. They're just destroying it on SMS text blasting. I'll do that. Why did I not mention SMS text blasting? When you're new in the business and you haven't done a lot of deals or zero deals at all, in this case, trying to get your first wholesaling deal, don't spend a bunch of money on SMS and skip tracing. You got to get your first couple of dollars. And a lot of you people are trying to feed your families, put a roof over your head. I'm not going to tell you spend all this money to get your first deal. I don't think you should. I honestly start this as a side hustle and just bring it up, do some sweat equity. That's what I'd say. So drawing for dollars, if you don't know what drawing for dollars is, that's basically getting in your car, driving around town and looking for distressed properties. Best definition of this would be ugly houses. Ugly houses are houses that are ugly. They don't look nice. I mean, they usually stick out like a sore thumb in a neighborhood. There's a hoarder's house outside. There's mold or mildew out there. The swales are cracked and there's crack on the concrete slab coming up. The wood sheath looks terrible. It's just like algae sometimes I've seen. The roof is like black just because no one cleans it. The gutters are filled. Things like that. And obviously my favorite part when drawing for dollars is tall grass. If the grass is tall, talking about grass, okay? All my West Coast people think I'm talking about something different every time I say it. They always give me a fun comment, but I'm talking about actual like lawn grass. If it's super high, I talked my way into that one. That's a bad one. When the grass is very tall, okay, I'm not going to say, oh my gosh, you guys are nutty. So what I can honestly tell you guys right now is drawing for dollars. It's a great one. Put that into your CRM. Let's not get into like crazy talk with just bigger words. You don't even need a CRM or a Podio from there, but freewholesaling.com shows you. Put in your Google Sheets, put it on your phone, the addresses that look nice. Go to truepeoplesearch.com. Let me actually write that down. I don't think I wrote it down when I was writing this, but truepeoplesearch.com is hands down the best skip tracing. There's just not better skip tracing out there. So it's called truepeoplesearch.com. And when you've got no money and you find a lead that's really good, this is free skip tracing. Obviously, you go to smszach.com and pay for skip tracing. That's a great one. But between you and me, truepeoplesearch.com is great. ListREI.com's got a great one. LASTREI.com. But truepeoplesearch.com right now is absolutely amazing. One of the best ones out there for free skip tracing. Okay, so that's stuff you want to do. Cold calling for sale by owners. I can tell you right now, cold calling for sale by owners is probably one of the best ones out there. Does it suck? Oh my gosh, it's For most people, it's not fun. For me, who is insane in the head, like there's something wrong with my brain. I love cold calling. So I'll go call for 2 hours straight with you guys. And I would literally have an absolute blast doing it. So yeah, I'm a little cuckoo for liking cold calling, but truthfully, when you're brand new, it's free skip tracing. You don't have to pull any lists. There's no money. And honestly, anywhere from around the world can be doing this. You can do it from space if you wanted to. All you need is Google Voice. Go watch some cold calling for sub-owner videos I do on my channel. Trying once a week of me cold calling live. We'll see how it goes. But just trying my best on there and really just trying to help the people out with cold calling. But the next one here is reverse drawing for dollars. So usually in drawing for dollars, what you're doing is you're driving around and you're calling these people and asking them if they're owner of the property and they're interested in selling the property. And then from there, we go on the pillars. Again, we'll break it down a little more in this video. But what we're trying to do here is in reverse drawing for dollars. Again, we're calling, trying to see if they're interested in selling it. And then we try to put the property on a contract. Again, freewholesaling.com has my contracts, my scripts. It's all in there. Okay. So with reverse drawing for dollars, we're looking for distressed properties. Let's say we find something with tall lawn grass. And what we're going to do is get like a yellow sticky note, get like a pen and I probably write like, hey, this is Zach. Please give me a call back whenever you have the chance. And then put your phone number, your Google Voice number, whatever number you got. Make sure it's a local area code. And what it's going to do is it's going to be better than a postcard because again, a postcard probably costs you $1 if you're doing really low amounts. So less than 100. So again, you're saving $1 doing that. You're probably save $100 a week doing that if you can. And really it's going to pique their curiosity. Just imagine if someone goes to your house and they put a note, hey, you, whatever your actual name, or hey, someone says, hey, this is Sally. Okay. It's literally this is like on your front porch. Hey, this is Sally. Give me a call. On your front porch is kind of weird. It's like, hey, what's going on? And maybe they hit your car, maybe they hit their mailbox. You never know. Maybe this is someone who's a little nuts and you got to figure out what's going on. You're going to get a call. So it's not 100% callback rate, but it's a very, very high. And I don't have the data of tens of thousands of this to really show you. We're in the thousands. We're trying to scale it up a little more, but it is absolute killer. Reverse drawing for dollars is, I think, part of the future for marketing for wholesaling real estate. And it's definitely one I have to recommend now. And I think starting out, when you're really hungry to get that first wholesaling real estate deal, I think it's something you should definitely start implementing. It's amazing. So the next one here is if it works in your market, I think bandit signs are a really good one. This is select markets. Again, bandit signs are those yellow things that say, we buy ugly houses. We buy houses cash with the phone numbers on there. You put it on the ground, you can actually staple it on wooden poles. Again, illegal is not. I'm not a lawyer, financial advisor. I'm none of those legal counsels. So seek legal counsel if you're going to put a bandit sign in your state or municipality. That's something my lawyer told me to say. So I will say that. And bandit signs work. They worked in my market very well, or allegedly. I don't know if code enforcement watches my stuff. So allegedly they worked well. Allegedly I made a lot of money doing it. Allegedly. But bandit signs are great. Code enforcement doesn't like it, but hey. Next one is probates. I think every market should start doing probates, but some places don't work. Probates are really hard. So definitely it's hit or miss sometimes, but for most of them, probates are working really well. So that's all I can tell you. So next here is for most people in wholesaling real estate, when you're trying to get your first deal, you're not going to be spending any money or much money at all. So you don't really need a money budget because I had $300. That's all I had when I started out and I blew the whole budget. So obviously make a money budget, but I think it's more important for you to make a time budget, especially when you're starting out. How much time are you going to spend? Because time is your most valuable resource in wholesaling real estate, in life in general. We all know this. Time is everything. Time is money, but you can always get money. You can't always get time. So it took me a very long time to learn that. And just time, guys, make a time schedule, protect your time. You get way more efficient with your time, making a time schedule. Hey, I'm going to spend 4 hours doing drawing for dollars. I'm going to spend extra 2 hours skip tracing. And then next day, I'm going to spend 5 hours this week cold calling that list, and just making a time schedule will just help you stay more efficient and stay off the TikTok and the fun jazz off of there, and just start working on building your business. I was working 10, 12-hour days. It was insane. I mean, I've pushed some 15-hour days. Working 15 hours drives you a little crazy. But I would say 10, 12-hour days. I did the productivity of a 16 to 18-hour day in 12 hours because I was time scheduled like crazy. Like in my businesses now, maybe working 5-6 hours a day, I am able to do 12 to 14 hours for the average person because of how efficiently I do the time. I got employees. You can make it very, very efficient. So that's what we do. Creating the time schedule makes basically, I found for me, makes me double the work that I'm able to do. Lets me double the output that I do for creating a time schedule. There's other hacks you can do when working, and this is kind of when you're scaling up the business a little more. Taking little breaks sometimes works, but hey, they gotta be productive breaks. Example is maybe I'm working 8 hours. Maybe after 4 hours, I'll go work out for an hour and come back because I was going to work out after work. But if I do that little break, my mind's not occupied with work. I come back, I'm like recharged, and I'm doing a lot more mental stuff, scaling businesses and systems like that. So not really in the trenches too much, but just the analogy that I use in my business is creating a time schedule. It's so valuable, guys. So it will just help you be more productive. And Elon Musk is great. He talks about it all the time. I got a cool book from him. Where is it? It's a cool little biography about him and all the cool stuff he does. But I love Elon Musk. He's a great guy. But the one thing I can tell you is he's the type of guy that has really interesting quotes and thoughts, and he's definitely revolutionary. But he talks about work 16 hours a day, and work 80 hours a week, where your competition's working 40, and you'll double what they can even do in a year. And that compounds over time. So that's another cool thing to do. Work like crazy, but make sure your time's efficient. A lot of people deal with burnout. I've never had that ever. I've worked 12 hours straight for years and just still have the same passion, enthusiasm in this business. I won't go, guys, I will not go live basically, I won't do a video every single day on 2 channels if I didn't love this business. And if I just got burnt out, didn't want to deal with it, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I make enough money in wholesaling. I don't have to do YouTube. It's kind of a little fun project for me. I enjoy it. So the next one here is no money or experience needed. Truthfully, what I'm trying to show you guys with any of those marketing strategies, you don't need any money. You don't need any experience. You just got to go out there and do the work. Do the work. That's all it takes in this business. You have to do the work. So the next one here is when you're calling these people, again, there's basically 2 questions you got to ask is, hey, are you the owner? And then if they say yes, then, hey, are you interested? This is a little different than my average script, but overall, that's what it is. It has to the owner of the property, and then are they interested in selling it? Now, if they say they're interested, that's what we want. What we're going to say here is, what's your motivation? There's 4 things. So number 1, motivation. Why do they want to sell the property? Next, here's condition. What's the condition of the property? What does it look like? Does it need any work? You really want to bring it towards that. And then next is time frame. When are they looking to sell the property? Then it comes down to price. Price is very important, but really you can always talk people down on price if you get your acquisitions up. So that's definitely the most important part. Again, that's how I ask the question. So that's definitely something I'd be talking about. So next here is once they agree to meet me at the property, or you can do this virtual wholesaling, what you're going to do is get a contract. And again, contracts are very confusing for a lot of people starting out. I promise you it was super confusing for me. So I have hours of videos just breaking down what the contracts are. And I can promise you it's not that complicated. I remember when I was like 6 years old and my dad was driving, and like we went to Publix or something, and just he was like, he drive from our house to the grocery store, and I was like, it looked like he was going through it looked like he was going through, he had to go through the down under, and he had to go through all these crazy turns, and it was so confusing to me. Like, how can someone drive to the grocery store? That seems so insane. And then sometimes we drive to like my grandma's house, and like that was an hour away. And he went a left and a right, and they went down the highway, and they knew how to get out. And he did. I was like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, this is insane. How does anyone know what to do? There's so many turns. This is too complicated. If I did that, I'd be like, I'd never drive. Now it's super simple. Again, we have smartphones now. We used to use MapQuest when I was a kid. Now I feel old. I don't know why I feel old, but my parents used to do that. So contracts were so confusing starting out, kind of like driving. But now I can drive to the store, I drive south for an hour. I could drive anywhere. I know where I'm going. And I mean, I can drive to like Ohio right now. I know generally where to go, 95 north. And, I can take the highways and know how to take the exits. But it was so confusing for me. And unlike driving, contracts, you can learn like an hour. So that's pretty cool. But contracts, it's the same thing. It seems super confusing for like the first, like when you're brand new, but you start learning it, even when you start driving, or you don't even have to learn how to drive to do it. It's pretty simple. So it gets very simple. Same thing at title companies and ERNs. Like, all this wholesaling process seems very confusing. I promise you guys, you go through freewholesaling.com, it gets way easier. I tell you right now, it gets way, way, way easier. So freewholesaling.com, can't recommend enough. It is the one-stop shop for wholesaling real estate. So title company, again, you get the property under contract for the price. You go to the title company. Again, how to find a title company. Surprise, freewholesaling.com shows you exactly how to do all that stuff. But find the title company, put your earnest money deposit. I recommend at least $100 earnest money deposit. That's where I've seen the best results. So $100, that's generally what I would say and recommend. So next, you're going to find a cash buyer. Freewholesaling.com's got it all, but I think you guys know that. So finding a cash buyer, really, Facebook's probably the best way. Cold calling, cash sales. That's generally the way I would do it. Next year is you walk the cash buyer through the property. Once you find them, you vet them, you get their proof of funds, make sure you get everything from the title company, make sure the property's good. You walk with the cash buyer around that property. They inspect it. They agree to do it. And they say, Zach, I agree to buy for 120. I have an under contract for 100, make 20K. What we're going to do here is do an assignment of contract. So basically, that assignment of contract is when I sell the contract for a profit. Very, very important, guys. So the assignment of contract, super important. Next here is a check. Make sure you get a check from the title company. I think it's pretty important. At the end, you actually get the check. You don't get it wired to you. So you can actually see the thing you did, the money you make, and it's pretty important. So after that, you just repeat the process. You get a check and you repeat. So that's the wholesaling real estate process. If I was brand new in this business, that's exactly what I would do. And that's honestly the advice I have for you. So let's answer some questions and see what we got. So what's up, Joshua? How are you? What's goody? Doing well. What's cracking? Doing well, Freddie. I appreciate it. It's good to be here. It's great to be here too. Thanks, Hannah. I appreciate that one. And hey, guys. Anyone else new to this stuff too? I had no idea about it about a month or two ago. That's crazy. So many people are brand new in this business, and it's so nuts in this business right now. But I think this is the best time to get into wholesaling real estate. There's so many tools out there to help you guys out. I think it's the time to be doing this. So pretty cool here. Hello. What is up? Hey, everyone. How are you? How are you guys doing? Let's see here. What's up? Tony, I'm fairly new to this too. How are you liking it so far? That's I love hearing there's news stories on wholesaling. There's so many people getting their first deals just watching my stuff. It's absolutely amazing. Bro, you're a real one for going live at 8 Eastern time. Always appreciate you, Zach. Appreciate it. We got Lil Uzi and is that Cardi? Playboy Cardi? Nice. I love it. Hey, what's up? I'm telling you, Whole Lot of Red is the workout. That's an album you listen to while working out. It's awesome. Uzi, he's good. Like, he's not insane for workout music, like great flow, but Playboy Cardi's, he's got the workout. Like, he's got some great ones. So Uzi's got some great ones too. But hey, Zach, what is up? I was literally just watching your documentary video. That's awesome, Lou Pat. I appreciate that. That is awesome. Hey, everyone. What's up? What's up, Christian? How are you? First comment. Let's go, James. I appreciate it. First comment on Facebook, probably, but there's so many people. Is this live? LOL. Hello. Kay asks here, why drawing for dollars? While drawing for dollars, I found 2 properties that look unoccupied. I looked up their contact info via the county website. What should I do? Go to truepeoplesearch.com, truepeoplesearch.com. Go to truepeoplesearch.com. Check it out there. And you just find, that's how you find their phone numbers for free, basically. Or you can pay smsac.com, do all that fun stuff. But that's what I'd start recommending right now. Anyone in the Baltimore market, reach out to me. Awesome. I just started last week, and all I've been doing is watching Flip with Rick. Christian. I'm definitely butchering your name, man. Do me a favor. Comment below what market you're in so everyone else can network with you in the comments. Justin's out here doing awesome stuff. Justin Jackson, he's in Baltimore, so check him out. Guys, network in the comments. It's a great one to do. What is up, Alex? How are you? Lori says, hey, Zach, I'm new to this, and your channel's been a true blessing. Thank you so much. Truthfully, to the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thanks for clarifying. You're so genuine, bro. I appreciate it. Live chat, LOL. Cole called them awesome. Tori says, let's see here. Hold on, where are we? We're in a lot of comments here. Yes, it's what I found about it on TikTok. Thank you so much for this. TikTok, great. A lot of people are learning about wholesaling through TikTok. So honestly, I can't blame TikTok. I'm on TikTok too. So what's up, Olivia? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let's get this. Let's go, Wayne. Wayne's flexing over here. I love it. We're showing off the muscles today. Yeah, TikTok's interesting. I have a TikTok, but I don't go on it that much. But Zach's the truth. Thank you, Vaseem. Sending love, bro. Full-time searching. Full-time starting Monday. Ooh, let's get it. I love it. Thanks, Zach, for all the help, of course. Raphael says, how do you avoid getting on the spam list with your email and phone number? So phone number, you can't stop it. If you just call enough, you're going to get it. So you just got to constantly switch the phone numbers. Email, you just got to be very careful. It's usually your ad copy that gets you under spam for the email, the words you put on there. So Facebook user asks here, let me get some water. We got the lazy sloth today. Okay, so Facebook user says, I know you said to wait to hire VAs, but will it be okay to use VAs just to get the yes from the seller to sell? I have our general rule. It's like Batman's got a rule. If you're not making 100K, I don't recommend it. That's just where I'm at. It won't hurt you. But I'm just trying to get you the best ROI on your money too, and just trying to make sure you have the best chance for getting wholesaling deals. Obviously, you want the best chance. You spend $100,000 a month in marketing. I'll help you, but you won't get profitability on that. We assign contracts 100%. Creative student here. I have a buyer in my market. Let's JV. What's a creative student? We're all students of wholesaling. I'm even a student of wholesaling. I'm learning every day about wholesaling. So let me know. Zach, how long did it take you to get your first deal? Great question. Great question. It took me about 30 days. And before everyone screams that, oh, that's not fair. Honestly, it was not fair for me. I would love to tell you it took me a year and just to keep grinding. Honestly, it'd be a way cooler story. I think it'd be a cool story. I got my first deal cold calling, but I didn't. There's so many different things that would make my story or my whatever cooler, more relatable to people, but it's not what it is. So my first deal, Bandit sign, got a call about 2 weeks later, got the thing, got it assigned, got my money. So my first deal, about a month usually, a little more than a month, but it was amazing. 25K. It was awesome. Zach, why are you giving away free games? Because he is tired of. I'm putting these gurus out of business. I'm telling you, I'm not even an ounce where I want to be at. Like with my vision in the future, it's insane. I'm 22. I got a lot of time. So pretty excited for it. So let's get it going here. So Jacob says I'm down with the later lives. That's awesome. Let's see here. Later live stream, Daniel. I feel like you guys are biased here because you guys are all here watching it. But all right. So thanks. 7 p.m. Later live streams help so much. Houston, 7 Central has about 8. So all right. So what is up, Jose? What's up? How are you? Check your DM. LOL. Let's see here. Raphael says, how did you find real estate meetups, events, etc.? Are they any in particular areas that are great? I mean, the meetups in my area are terrible. Just being honest with you, there's no really good ones. I do it all virtually. I do Zooms. I just don't. I mean, Rick's going to kill me for saying this, but I don't think there's a need for real estate meetups anymore. I think after, I can't say this with the algorithm because it's going to mess it up, but the sickness that came around last year, best way I could say it without I'm getting flagged on the algorithm because YouTube police have to go after me, or Facebook police too. So I don't want to get anything shut down or any flags or something. So I'm not going to say the word, but between you and me, there's no point. I just think everything can be done virtually. That's just where I'm at. Again, meeting sellers, do it in person, 100%. But just online's way better, and people are willing to give you more free game if they're outside your market than inside. So if I go to Houston and try to meet the other guy, they're really not going to tell you. They're going to be a little more of a scarcity mindset. So they're not going to break it down. So what the cool part about that is if you go to talk to someone in, let's say, Cleveland or even, I don't know, North Carolina, and you're a Houston guy, they're going to give you more pointers. That they're going to want to help you succeed. A lot of Houston guys are like a little tiny market. They're not going to help you. So Wayne says, hey, Zach, would it be best if you're on a budget to go to title company for absentee leads? Yeah, I think so. If they have it, then yes. How do you feel about Facebook ads, and how is anyone who is great at them? I don't recommend it. The ROI is just not there. I've tried it all. I've had people around the country show me, and they've tried. It's not there. I've just not seen it. I've not seen the success with it. How do I call to get the code violations or probates? I would call the code enforcement department for the code violations, and then the clerk of the court for the probates. Sometimes you go in person to get it. What's up, Jonathan? How do you get the title company to speed things up? You basically say, if you don't want to use me, I need it done by this time. If not, we have to use other title companies. What's the best website to get contracts? That's an amazing question. That comes down to, on the bottom here, freewholesaling.com. Literally all my contract, everything, it's all in there. Check out freewholesaling.com. You cannot go wrong with freewholesaling.com. Found a for sale by owner almost $70K below his estimate. His estimate could be wrong, but okay. Found a for sale by owner almost $70,000 below his estimate, listed for 71 days. Okay, seems like that lead's cooking a little in a hot area. Let's see here. Claims move-in ready, no touch-up needed. I will reach out tomorrow. What potential surprises should I look out for? You're probably not going to see much. They're going to tell you the best parts about it. Go in person, try to see what's really going on with it, get under contract, try to assign it. You'll get shocked with a lot of things. I have just truthfully found that if you'll go out there and bring a cash buyer through a house you think like you're getting a great deal, and they'll point out things to you that you will never even know because they're the buyers. Again, you're selling something, so it's great to have your customer feedback on it. Let's say I make this little cool watch and I think everyone loves it, and it's like ugly and purple, or it's ugly and like, gang green. Rolexes are like that color too. So I'm not the watch guy, but as you can see, I'm the big watch person. But let's say I make a car and I think it looks super cool, and it looks like just a super ugly car, but I think it looks cool. But you got to see what the buyer wants. You're really putting on a contract to sell to the buyer. Can you get the water shut off list without listrei.com? Yeah, you just go to the local utility department, and that's where I recommend most of it. Appreciate you pretty much 100%. I've tried it, Zach. It's amazing. That's awesome, Justin. He's talking about reverse drawing for dollars here. Hey, Zach, I just set up my Podio today based on your YouTube instruction question. I hired a VA to cold call and prospect. When she pushes a lead to Podio, should I link the web form for seller or contact into call tools? Link it into a web form, or have them actually in Podio adding it in, because you can put a user in there. So when she pushes a lead to Podio, I don't like push to lead in Podio. I like it because, you can do a web form is probably better because I want some notes in there. This person's a very enthusiastic person. This person's a very slow, drawn out type personality. This person's just very hyper. I think it's important just having some notes in there. It helps the acquisitions person out. Karima, Frank, what's up? Did you start your business before you started wholesaling? Did you start your business? I had other businesses before I started wholesaling, but corporation-wise, no. I had my first corporation is because of wholesaling real estate. Hannah says, can you go over what to do for acquisitions and dispositions? Let's see here. I mean, for acquisitions, what you really want to do is get the property under contract, focus on Ford, FORD, family, occupation, recreation, dreams. That's really when to stay forward, stay towards. When you're talking to sellers, talk with them, get the property under contract. Dispositions, you find people who are looking to buy your properties for discounts and assign it. It's all in freewholesaling.com. Sarabia, definitely seeing your name. I'm really sorry. How would you offer a seller for $100,000 house that has no walls, no water, no gas, and needs total rehab? I don't even know if it's worth 100. I got to look and see the comps. How would you offer a seller for 100,000 for a house? Basically, my offer would be like, hey, Sarabi, this is interesting house. I mean, no water is going to be a lot tougher. I'm going to bring out issues on the property. There's no walls. I mean, me and my partner, we're probably going to do a lot of work on this property. It's a full gut job. I mean, how much are you looking to just sell this for? And then I have to give an offer, like you're saying I have to. First, I want them to offer, but I would say, probably cost about 80 for the house. I mean, how would that feel if you can get 80 and we can just have the house sold? I can buy it. And just act like it's just, even if I bought it that price, it's going to suck, even though you're going to make 30K, appreciate it. Key or Kai, I'm going to get a script together and give them a call. That's awesome. What is up, Orlando? Thank you for all the information and sharing, bro. Of course, appreciate that. Does it usually take a long time of crunching numbers before you find the right deal? I've not found that. I think the more execution action you take, the higher chance you're going to get a wholesaling deal. Jose says, maybe calculate rehab by 50, 60 per square foot starting. It's good, but just looking at the property helps out a lot more. Ivan says, how many properties should I write down before calling? As many as you possibly can. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that one. Awesome. Appreciate all the comments, guys. This is amazing. A question says, I hired a VA. All right. I already answered that one. In a new virtual market, should I get cash buyers and title company before I get a contract signed? I think you get a contract signed first and then do it all. It comes back to time scheduling. Put 5 hours a day into marketing, maybe an hour or two into acquisitions, an hour into cash buyers, another hour into finding a good title company. Getting my first signed tomorrow. Catherine, awesome. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm rooting for you. That's awesome. Proud of you. Appreciate that. That's awesome. Check it out here. Raphael says, what should you expect when dealing with properties in an HOA? Pros or cons? There's not many pros. It gets harder to wholesale in an HOA, but some of HOA properties do very well. So I would say there's pros. The property's better condition. The values are up a little more, which means you could probably make a little more in wholesaling. Cons are some HOAs are not going to even allow you to wholesale, or sometimes don't even let corporations or people who want to rent it do it. It's weird. So I honestly would say, the cons are just, it gets harder some deals. Scarface says, what's the best way in your opinion to market to pre-probates? Cold calling. Hands down. Why don't I see these comments? You got to go on YouTube. Flip with Rick and Zach Ginn YouTube channels. It's Joker says, how do I comp a property? There's no comp around it. I have a deal in Chicago, but I don't know how to work the numbers. Please help. Well, if you went to freewholesaling.com, I literally have a module in there. Not a module, but a video in there that says, how do you comp properties you can't comp? Number one, cash flow comps. So if the property, you can figure out it rents for $1,500 at most, divide that by 1%. So 1,500 divided by 1% is equal to $150,000. So that would be the ARV. That's how you really come up with that. That's the best I found. How do you feel about new regulations? They might have us get a real estate license. I hope not. I I don't think a lot of people are very pessimistic about it. I don't think so. There are starting to put more regulations with that, but truthfully, uh, it's going to get fascinating. It comes down to the point of the United States and in different states is, do you have a right to buy and sell a property? That's it. Do you have a right to buy a property and sell it without being licensed? And truthfully, I think so. Am I buying RPGs and like tanks? Do you need a license for that? Probably. It's just like buying a car. Like I'm putting properties on contract for $50,000, $60,000. Do I need a license to go and buy a car? Do I need a realtor to go out there and buy a car for me? No, right? So it just generally comes back to buying properties with a license or a realtor. You think, actually, this is a bad example, so I'm trying to think. Do you think, Tom? No, bad name. Do you think? Actually, these are really bad examples. Let's go back to Europe, okay? Do you think Leonardo da Vinci had to use a realtor to buy a house? They just bought houses back then. Back in the olden days, they just bought property. Like, you don't need it. Like, if I wanted to buy a piece of land and build something on it, of course, builders need licenses and stuff like that. But just to buy a property from someone, I don't think you need a license for it. And that comes down to any license to buy a carton of milk. Like, where's the buck stop? So people know about real estate. People know values more now than they did back then. So this is just a paragraph from NAR. This will go to the Supreme Court eventually, and it'll get just shut down. Just the way how business friendly the Supreme Court has been lately. I'll just start double closing. I honestly, if they did a wholesaling ban like Oklahoma, like they did in Florida, I'm still not getting my license. I'll just double close everything. Because the literal advantage of me, because I could lose $100,000 assignment deal if I'm licensed, if the NAR just doesn't like it. And it's happened in Florida. It's cheaper if I just double close and everything. So double closing is where it's at. Even when you're brand new, you can double close. So it's all there. What do you think is the best marketing to get a deal in New Jersey? Drawing for dollars. Only have an iPad, PropStream, or batch leads. I would say listrei.com for polling. Batch leads for skip tracing. So SMS Zach.com for skip tracing. They're both pretty equal though. How do you suggest doing? I just only say that because listrei.com gives you a drawing for dollars app in there. So that's generally what I've seen for the best results. So that's what I'd do. Let's see here. Oh my goodness. All right. So next one here is, what do you suggest doing when you've gotten a deal, but you can't seem to get another one? We're focused on drawing for dollars and cold calling, and almost every lead we get falls to to other offers. We're in Utah. Speed. Reverse drive for dollars. Start doing that. Wow, brother, give all the free gracias. You're welcome. Let's see here. Peter says this will be sound like Lois Griffin. Peter. This would be my first deal, but we need the death certificate in order for the title to clear. His tombstone has birth year and death year. Title company says we need an affidavit of heirship. So yes, title company will work with you on getting all that stuff done. Sweet. Keep it up. Thanks, RK. Houston, Buffalo in the house. Zach, would you insist on emailing, sending mailers, and calling rather than texts? I would say calling and texts are better than emailing. Sending mailers is very expensive. And it works in markets when you're scaling like crazy. For most people, no. Let's see here. Zach, thank you so much for all the help you do for us. What is your advice on staying motivated? Remembering why you started. That's where I've seen it's like, what if? That's how I stay motivated for a lot of my stuff. It's just like, what if? What if I never got into wholesaling? What if I didn't stop my bag boy job? What like my life can be completely different. I've seen just the blessing this wholesaling business has given me in my life. It's given me so much freedom to do whatever I want. I mean, I can spend time with my family. I can do anything. I do the stuff I truthfully love. I can wake up with a smile on my face. If I was a manager at a grocery store, I don't think I'd be doing that. I'd make my whole salary there literally in a month easily. Like actually probably 3 weeks. So it's life-changing, really. So what keeps you motivated is thinking why you started, for a lot of things. So for wholesaling real estate, I got people telling me I'd never amount to anything. So going out there and just pumping it up and just showing that I don't really prove it to myself anymore. I have mouths to feed. This business has given me so much, and I want to become a better wholesaler now so I can help you guys out. That comes another mission I got here, and with this YouTube channel, it's like, what saves me money for a YouTube? Are you kidding me? I make no money from YouTube basically, and why do I keep doing it? One reason: it's to help. It's make a lasting impact for people's lives, and I'm shifting the way wholesaling real estate is being done and being taught. You used to have to pay $5,000 to learn what I literally just said in an hour, and I'm one of the few people I'll even argue, I don't think anyone for free, legitimately for free, that doesn't have a course they're trying to sell you, like teaches wholesaling for free. I think I'm the only one. I truthfully can tell you my heart of hearts, there's always a game in the end. There's always a $500 course somewhere. There's always a little 10 deals away course that someone's got, 1,000 deals away type course, where someone's going to try to sell you on something. So I'm the only one that does it. I'm trying to change the way it's being done. I don't want any money from it. This wholesaling industry has changed my life so much. It's blessed me beyond compare that I have an opportunity now with all the freedom and time freedom I have to go out there and change people's lives and change the way wholesaling is being done. I'm going to do it. So what saves me motivated for doing stuff like this? I'm changing the way people are learning this wholesaling. If I never got lucky with wholesaling or learning about it, I don't know what I'd do. So me going out here and actually showing people how to do it, I have a feeling. I don't have a feeling. I get people posting in my Facebook group. I've helped people get their first deal without paying any money. I've had people scale up to hundreds of thousands, 7 figures. I've had people 7 figures only learning from this YouTube channel and freewholesaling.com type stuff. And this is stuff they couldn't even do it if they didn't learn the stuff from free from me, because I'm the only one that does it. That they would have been making $40K a year. Now they're making millions of dollars, and they got this all for free. It's amazing. It is truthfully the biggest opportunity I think I have in my entire lifetime is doing this. I know my calling. So, what saves me motivated? It's literally changed the way wholesaling is being done. And eventually, the more people that watch this, that like this video, subscribe to this channel, go to freewholesaling.com, checks all the stuff out, the more influence we'll have in the space, which means that eventually wholesaling courses will go obsolete and people won't be selling courses anymore, which I don't do this a play where, I'm going to make everyone go out of business and I'm start selling a course. No, it's not that. It's the other gurus out there are going to just start giving it for free. And maybe that's when I make my exit out of YouTube. I don't know. But if I can change the game for wholesaling real estate where everyone gives everything for free and just generally for free, there's no catch, there's no hidden sales course or mentorship on a boat type thing for $5,000, I'll be happy. So that's really where I'm at. Why do I do what I do here? It's just to change the game for wholesaling. We are well off our way there. We are this brand new in the infancies of what we're doing here. It'll probably take us some time to get it, but I think if I ever have kids, if in my kid's lifetime, I know for a fact, they won't have to deal with people doing courses. That's my goal, and all the information will be free, and that's honestly what I'd love to do. I got really young cousins, and I know in their lifetime, if they ever want to get in this business, I just think about young people, like people that are 4 or 5 years old right now. Hopefully when they grow up, they're 18, 19 years old, they're lost in life, and people just tell them they're not worth anything, and you got to go to college for this. Maybe someone like that, not my cousins, but someone might just see, hey, how to make money with real estate or how to make money in general. And they see everyone doing it for free for wholesaling. They have an equal opportunity. There's so many people I've helped that literally they are in very distressed situations in their life, and they're living on they're sleeping on the floors and stuff, and that they're making the first thousands of dollars wholesaling, and they're able to get their own house, and feed their families, and fathers and single mothers of 4 going out, they're able to put roofs over their heads. and they would have never done it. They didn't learn it for free. So what I can tell you right now is for wholesaling real estate, freewholesaling.com is where it's at. That's what I have to recommend. But what I do is I'm trying to change the way. I know with a lot of these youngins coming out, I can definitely do it. So let's get it going. So I appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. I'm just trying to help the people out. So like this video, subscribe, check out freewholesaling.com, and let's get that